Hey guys, my name is Jesshaigh and today I'm going to be doing a first episode, the first interview for my series Project Storyteller, where I showcase different stories that I am inspired by, and I hope you guys are inspired by it too. Today I'm going to be interviewing Jesshaigh, who is a student librarian at the university. I'm so inspired by her, and it's thanks to her that I've been doing my blogging series. So yeah, for no further ado, I'll be interviewing her today, and she's going to be on the other side.
Hello.
I don't know how to turn it over. Do you think reading and storytelling matters?
Yes. I think that, and this is a metaphor that I use quite often in class. So if you can imagine that everything you read, but also everything you watch, everything you listen, all the information that you take in on a day-to-day basis is underneath you, and you are standing on top of a mountain, okay? And the higher the mountain is, the more stuff that's underneath you. So everything you read, everything you watch, everything you listen to, that informs who you are, and that informs your view. So if you are on a really, really tall mountain of stuff, you can see further. There will be people on equal sized mountains to you, but they'll just have different stuff underneath them. So they'll have a different viewpoint, okay? So as a university student, you have access to loads more information sources than people who aren't at universities, because they cost an awful lot of money, and your fees will go on paying this. And that's another thing that students often don't realise, is that quite a big chunk of the fees that they're paying to be at university are going in the library resources. So if you're not accessing the library resources, then you're doing yourself out of a lot of money. So you need to be on the biggest mountain. You need to see further, you need to see over people's other mountains, you need to have that wider viewpoint. And reading will also make you a better writer. So the more academic sources that you read, the more you will see how academic writing works. And I know that journal articles can seem quite hard, but I think it's important to realise that they are written in a style that is the convention in an academic context. You are an academic student, you should also be writing in that style. You know, you're not writing an email to your mate, you're not.
Part 5, my last question is, any advice for students embarking studies at Huddersfield or otherwise?
I would strongly advise students to look at your timetable and see it not just as time in college or in your lectures, but also bearing in mind you are going to have a lot of reading to do. So when you're given your university timetable and you're in lectures 5 hours a week, that's not just it. You've got to have significant amounts of time outside of those timetable classes to do the reading. Alright, reading is really important to your academic success. So if you've got family commitments, or if you've got people at home who will look at your timetable and go, right, well, Tuesday nights you can do this, Wednesday nights, you've got to be quite firm with them and say, no, I'm a university student now, I need to have dedicated time to do the reading. Alright, and if you are going to university, be aware of that it is a big commitment. I'd also advise them to use every single part of the university support available, not just your tutors. Your tutors are incredibly important, of course, they should be always your first point of contact.
But make themselves aware as well of what university
find out what's available to you. It may be also that at university you've got services available to you that were only available to certain students in college. So if you had a specific need or a learning disability or something like that, if you do have that, if that does apply to you, then you should definitely make